It's Tuesday, September the 28th, 2021, and welcome back to another weather video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Hurricane Sam continuously. It just went through an eyewall replacement cycle, and that means that the eyewall replaced the old eyewall, so it strengthened a little bit. But it won't be impacting the U.S., and I will show the track in the forecast models and where Sam will be going. And then we're going to be talking about the temperature swings. Obviously, it is fall. Fall was last Wednesday, the first day of fall. So obviously, you expect the temperatures to be going down, but they're not going down. They're actually going up, and it's getting warmer instead of getting cooler. It's kind of weird, but probably next month, October into November, is when the temperatures will start to decrease. Which will be grateful because I'm tired of the warm air. I'm ready for the coldness. I'm not ready for the super cold, but I'm ready for the cool, crisp temperatures. I love like 70s and 60s. I hate 80s and 90s, especially with the humidity. It feels so hotter than those actual temperatures. So I like that. But here is Sam. Hurricane Sam right now is a Category 4 storm. I think it just decreased into a Category 3 or 4. It's either Category 3 or 4 major hurricane out in the Atlantic, just to the west, a couple hundred miles to the west of the Lesser Antilles, the U.S. Virgin Islands. That area of the world is just to the west of that area. As you can see, it is got that little spin, and it's moving to the northwest. So as we go to the projected track of Hurricane Sam, right now it is right here. I just told you, just to the northwest of the Lesser Antilles and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It will continue to be a major hurricane as we get through the rest of this week and into the weekend. So, Sam will be still a major hurricane. But then as we get into late weekend, it will decrease back into a hurricane. But you can see that track. It will continue to move northwest. Then it will make a curve because a lot of cold fronts and troughs will be blocking this storm from entering the U.S. So if this storm didn't have that trough, it will probably be going northwest, potentially hit the northeast. So thankfully that those troughs in the U.S. Will be moving this storm away from our coastline. So as we move through the weekend, it will make that curve out to sea. Bermuda will be getting affected once again by Sam. There will be rip current effects from Sam on the East Coast. So if you're going to the beaches this weekend, then there are going to be some rip current signs, maybe some red flags, yellow flags at the beach warning you that the water is really dangerous. There's some rip currents. You might have potentially a bad chance in the water, but that is Sam's track. Then we'll get into the forecast models. So right now it is, sorry, I have a little cough. Right now it is a Category 4 hurricane. It will decrease as we move through the rest of the week into a Category 1 as we move into Sunday, and then it will decrease even more into a tropical storm. So Sam will be getting its way out of here ASAP. Now let's move on to the temperatures, our second topic of this video. The temperatures right now are very toasty, especially in the central U.S. from Texas all the way up into the Dakotas. It is very warm outside. Even here in South Carolina, the southeast U.S., it's still pretty warm, but it's not humid. It feels good outside, even though it's like in the mid 80s, which is crazy. But it doesn't feel like it's in the 90s, the upper 90s, the 100s. So that's good. So as we move into the rest of the week, tomorrow looks like a very toasty one in the southeast U.S. and Texas. Thankfully, the humidity will be down just a little bit, so it won't feel really hot outside. And then as we move into Thursday, that ridge starts to build into the eastern U.S. So the core of the heat will be in the southeast, especially South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Texas will still be getting hit by this little heat wave. But then places like the Dakotas, y'all go from the 80s and the 90s to the 70s and the 60s on Thursday. So y'all have to wait a little bit longer for that heat to move away so y'all can get some refreshing actual fall like temperatures. Then as we move into Friday, that heat really focuses in the South. So places like Alabama, Georgia, we already said South Carolina, Florida. The Northeast will be looking pretty good. If you live in the Northeast, it's going to be a fantastic weekend. Look at some of the temperatures, especially in Maine. Some places will be getting in the 30s and the 40s for temperatures in Maine. Much of the Northeast will be in the 60s and the 70s. Humidity will be down. It will feel very good in the Northeast. I wish I was in the Northeast. Ooh. But as we move into the weekend, still the heat will be in the South. As we move into Sunday, the heat will be in the South. The heat for the South really gets going as we move into the early next week. Early next week, we'll have a little bit of a trough digging into the Southwest, the Southeast U.S., places like Charlotte, Columbia, Greenville, the Smoky Mountains, Appalachian Mountains, and North Carolina, Virginia will actually be in the 70s and the 60s for much of the day. Next Tuesday, next Wednesday looks pretty good. Much of the country will be in the 70s and the 60s. The dew points will be down, so it's going to feel really good outside as we move into October. October is in a couple days. I might actually make a video on the first day of October. Not the first day, maybe September 30th. But anyway, that is the video for today. I'm kind of all over the place. It's Tuesday. I hate Tuesdays either. They're the most terrible days of the week, so I don't like Tuesdays that much. But anyway, thanks for watching this video for today. We talked about SAM and temperatures, and I will see you on Thursday. Have a good rest of your Tuesday. Bye.